Right, afternoon guys. Welcome to the 1st of June. We finally made it. It's now getting into hay season. There is a bloke across the river over that way, past the muckheap, who's already started making hay. It looks like he's got baler in at the moment already. You might be able to tell from here, this is not ready. The seed heads are coming up, but we've got rain forecast on Wednesday and Friday, I think. So hopefully if we get a drop of moisture on the ground, it might just kick everything off a bit. I have got one field to go when when the weather pattern comes through. I've got one first date and I think I'll do mine as well. For today's video, I wanted to do a comparison between disc mower and drum mower. I'm pretty much self-taught. Well, self-taught. Probably done about 60% self-taught, and the rest was through a couple of guys. One old farmer and actually an engineer that used to do a lot of baling of straw and hay. Between them and YouTube and forums and anything else, and learning the hard way, we've got to where I am. So I think we're in year 8 and 9 now of making our own hay, and we bought that drum mower first, followed 2 years ago by that disc mower, maybe 3 years ago by a disc mower. So Mesca roll 175, I think 175 might be the length, and I probably butchered the name, but you can't win them all. So this drum mower has been really good actually. I think it's about a 5'5" mowing it. I don't know if it's a 1.75. I've never really measured, to be honest. It cuts grass. So big differences between the drum and the disc. That's got a drum on it. So there's two big vertical collars that come down to what is like a spaceship. And this top section with that hat spins round, and then you've got like a skid underneath. I don't know if you can see that. That's the skid. It slides along when it's mowing. Really simple design. There's 3 belts that run from that part down to there and back. There's one gearbox which is in here, which has got a shaft with some cogs in that drive the discs. Shaft that way, and then PTO. At the moment she's actually in transport mode. In fact, both of them are. No, sorry, that one's in transport mode, that one's in working mode. We'll get it right. So yeah, that one spins 90 degrees to the tractor when you're mowing. Great mower, simple, basic, but you don't get them very big. I think the biggest I've seen is about 6 foot mow. And when you've got a few acres to do, it takes a long time. Hence why we bought this. So this is a Sipma mower. This one, there is a video of it on the back of that New Holland and on the back of my MB track. I'm not sure what size it is. I thought it was a 9 foot, but it might not be that big. But yeah, it was a cheap mower as well, and there's a reason for that, to be fair, but I'm not going to get into that. So we've had this, say, 2 or 3 years now, maybe 3. This might be the 4th actually, and it's been alright so far. So where that's got 2 centre shafts coming down and big drums, this has got a few discs. So that's the main difference, is that these cutting units are a lot smaller down. There's a couple of hats at the end, one on that end, one on that end, and they just help guide the grass from the outsides in a little bit. So when you're going round, you can actually tell where the end of your grass is and your swath is. As daft as it sounds, if you're in really long grass, especially with that mower, you can't really tell where your swath is. Especially if it's a real thick cut. So yeah, this is what they've got. Knives are in a little holder, quick release holder in there. You just put a bar into the side of it, which pushes down a little spring there, so you can release these. Same principle with that one on the drum. find a knife. There's one there. So same principle. Knife's held in, but you can't actually see it's captive. It's under here. Oop. So there's a bit of a difference in knives themselves. So that's the side profile of this knife. It's got a lump in it, and then we've got two cutting edges, left and right. So these ones, it doesn't matter which way around, which drum you go, because both drums are counter-rotating to put the swath in the middle. So that one goes that way, that one goes that way, and you end up with a nice swath coming out the back, a nice line of grass out of the back of it. With this one, because you've got a lot more cogs in it, underneath each one of these is actually a big cog, so they're interlinked with the cog. So these actually have, if I go down here, a left and right cut. So that's a right cut. If you look, this edge down here, the cutting edge, you can flip these over to give you another cutting edge down this side. These are actually flat knives as well, just ever so slightly cranked over, so the knife's a bit lower to the ground. In comparison, that's the other side. So if I can show you them together, those are the two cutting edges in the middle, and then again you can flip that over with another one. These are actually, if you can see that, a pottinger knife. Oh, there you go. So the bed on this one is actually the same as some of the pottinger mowers, which is quite nice. You can get spares quite easily. So with this one, when you're in transport, you can either have it swung out at the back like that one, or you can actually stand her upright and have it behind the tractor vertical. Now I prefer to have it vertical behind the tractor, because when you've got that stuck out the back and you're trying to go through a gateway, it makes life a bit harder, especially on some of the tighter lanes. You don't really want to take out a fence post or somebody's car or whatever else. To change these knives, I've actually made a little bar this morning. Look at that, isn't it pretty? It's actually a bottle jack handle, except I've bent this end of it already, you can see. But this goes like that underneath, pull down to release the knife, leave it back up. Slightly different on the drum mower. As you can see it, that actually pushes down the springy bit to release the knife, and this just goes under the lip of the disc. You can see that? So slightly different ideas, but the same principle on quick release systems. The old ones used to have a bolt on them that you have to undo, which is a real pain in the bum. Until I made that tool this morning, I was doing the same with that. So you'd have to take the nut and the bolt out, drop it all out, new knife in, nut and bolt back in. It took twice as long. So yeah, that's basically the principles of them. That is actually direct drive through, so you got one shaft running down from the tractor to a gearbox. I'll show you from the other side. So I got front shaft running down to a gearbox. That gearbox goes across through another shaft, through another gearbox, and goes down through one of those hats at the end and along the bed. So in theory, that gets all the power of your tractor. That with the belts could slip, but if you tighten your belts up, it should be fine. Both non-conditioning mowers, so in that sense there's not much of a difference with them. It's just size. Speed wise, the drum mowers I've always known to go between 5 and 8 miles an hour. It all depends on your field. If you've got a really rough field, you're going to go slower. Disc mowers, you're looking at 10 or 12 miles an hour. So you've kind of got a 50% speed increase on them. Both of them are 540 PTOs. A lot of the newer ones have 1000 PTO shafts on the disc mowers. If you look at Hey Team TV or Farmer P, they'll show you a bit more how to change knives on it. Since they've done it, I'm not going to bother. We go for plain disc mowers because the horsepower, you need more horsepower to have a conditioner on the back of these two than if you don't. So that would run off a 35 horsepower tractor and that off about 70. If that had a conditioner on, you'd be looking at 100 horsepower. If you've got the weather for it, these are great. You can mow in the wet when it's raining, leave it when it rains for a day, and then as soon as the sun comes out they start drying. Conditioners you want to be really in when it's sunny before the rain. Yeah, it's just how they mow it. So yeah, that's a quick overview of them anyway. I hope that's helpful for some people. I do like the drum mower, but I like the speed of the disc mower and the width of it. That I'd take into any old field because it's as strong as an ox. That one a bit more delicate about. So yeah, that's about it really. So I shall leave